Oh man, on a hot day, there's nothing like a cold soup to cool you down, get rid of that heat. This is cold miso tomato soup. It's delicious, makes us a nice plump, juicy tomatoes, and got the zing of miso in there. Yes, fantastic. Now, when I told my wife I was going to be using miso in a tomato soup, she just looked at me like, "What are you doing now?" You know, we use miso a lot for cooking here in Japan. Miso soup, of course. I love miso soup. I mean, when I'm away from Japan, it's the one thing I really miss is my miso soup. But also, we use it in other cooking. Basically at New Year's, we use it in a special soup we make there. But we can use it in other things too. However, when I said I was going to do it with tomatoes, my wife just looked at me like, "Here we go again." But it is It just adds something to the soup. It's great. So, easy to make, all done in the blender. Just a couple of ingredients. Let's go in the kitchen and make some right now. So, to make our blender miso tomato soup, we've only got a couple of simple ingredients. First of all, in front here is a half an onion chopped up. There's a third of a cup of miso paste. Now, you should be able to get that in any Asian market or Asian section of your supermarket. It's quite popular nowadays. Up here, we've got 1 clove of garlic crushed. I've got a teaspoon of pepper. And I've got here 4 rather nice size, medium, about this big around tomatoes. Juicy, fresh. That's about 1.5 pounds of tomatoes, or about 680 grams. I think in this case I'm just a little bit over that. And then over here I've got 1.5 cups of water. But I say use anywhere between 1 and 1.5 cups of water, because it just depends on, first of all, how liquid do you want your soup, and also how much juice is in your tomatoes. So let's just take everything except for the water and add it into our blender. So I'm going to add in the onion. I'm going to add in the tomatoes. Let's get those in there. Try not to drop tomatoes all over the place. There we go. Look at that juice coming out of there too. All right. So now what I'm going to do, before I add any of the other ingredients, I'm just going to zap that up a bit and get that chopped up. So here we go. All right, now that I've got that no longer in big chunks, let's add in the rest of the ingredients. And we're going to zap it really good because we're going to get all this miso mixed in well. It takes a little bit to break it up. When we're cooking with miso, we always take a big spoon or ladle, and we hold it down into the soup, and you slowly dissolve it by stirring and stirring and stirring, usually with a pair of chopsticks. In this case, we're going to let the blender do that. So in goes that garlic, in goes the pepper, and again, I'm going to wait with the water to see how much I need. That's looking pretty nice. It's actually looking very good. Those are quite juicy tomatoes. So I'm probably going to use not that much of this water, actually. What I'm going to do now is just going to turn it on and add this in. All right, I added actually not quite a whole cup of water there, because I do like my tomato soup to be a bit creamy. And let's just pour some into a bowl. Now what I would usually do here is take this and throw it back in the refrigerator and chill it good for summer. But right now, let's just have a little bit to see what's like. Oh, that is looking good. That is still nice and chunky. That's the way I like it. Grab some of this. Oh yes. Perfect. Just the right amount of everything. All right, so there we go. Chill that up a bit, and you've got a fantastic summer soup with your cold blender miso tomato soup. Enjoy that in summer. Well, if you enjoy this recipe, there's many more here on the Kuma's Kitchen channel for you to enjoy. We got some great summer recipes. Also, please consider becoming a patron of Kuma's Kitchen because there's all kinds of goodies for you in the patron community. We've got the fantastic series, really popular, This is Japan and This is Japan Hiking, the kitchen tech, focus on ingredients, and many more great things for our patrons. So come, join the patron community. The link is down below. Just click on it and come on over. Also, go print out the recipe and enjoy this refreshing cold blender miso tomato soup and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.